In this lecture, I'll help you understand the various trade-offs that need to be made in supply chain design. If you ask me what is most critical in understanding network design, I know it is very difficult to answer, but I would say understanding trade-offs is the most important piece of supply chain network design concept. Let's begin by looking at these three networks. In the three networks, the position of plants and customers is same and other parameters like demand and production is also same. In the first case, there is one DC. In the second case, there are two DCs and in the third case, there are three DCs. Now observe the three networks for around 15 seconds. What could you notice? So here are my observations. Observation number 1. As the number of DCs is increasing from left to right, the size of individual DCs is decreasing. This happens because overall capacity requirement of the system is same in all the three cases. Observation number 2. As the number of DCs increase, the DCs are moving closer to the customers. This should be straightforward because with less number of DCs, you need to set up the DCs at centralized locations in order to serve more facilities. Now let's talk about the trade-offs. The first trade-off is between supply chain costs and customer service. Let's talk about each component separately and then discuss the trade-off. Every company wants to maintain a high customer service, which means meeting or exceeding customer expectations. Customer service has multiple dimensions. First is service time, which is basically the response time to fulfill a service request. So if you order a pizza and you receive it in 20 minutes, so 20 minutes is your service time. Service level is the quantity of an item received to the quantity of the item ordered. So say you ordered 100 chocolates and you could get only 90 of them, in that case your service level will be 90%. Similarly, there are other dimensions of service, namely product variety, returnability, and order visibility. It is these components which define what customer service is. The next component is supply chain network costs. One of the main objectives of supply chain network design is to keep costs low. Supply chain network costs has following components: transportation, facility, and inventory costs. Now comes the interesting part. So supply chain costs and customer service are conflicting in nature. As you go on increasing customer service, the supply chain costs generally increase. So let's consider 2 points to understand this relationship better. In order to reduce response time, you need to increase the number of facilities so that you are closer to the customer. This in turn leads to increase in supply chain costs. For example, you can deliver a product in 2 hours at $30 as well as in 2 days at $5. Similarly, to increase service level or product availability, you need to keep more safety stock, and as a result, inventory costs become higher. So as part of your supply chain strategy, you need to decide what is the acceptable level for the customer and what keeps your cost minimum. Hence, supply chain network design is about creating a balance between its two objectives: high customer service and low costs, and thus maximizing the value for the company. Now let's talk about the next trade-off, that is the trade-off between various supply chain costs. We have already seen how the size of facilities go down when the number of facilities increase. As a result, the level of aggregation in the supply chain goes down, and this increases the demand variability. Hence, there is an increase in safety stock and the inventory costs. The relationship is a little complex in case of transportation costs. It has two components: outbound cost and inbound cost. Outbound cost is generally the cost of moving products from DCs to the customers. The outbound cost decreases with an increase in number of facilities as the facilities get closer to the customers. At the same time, inbound cost, that is the cost of moving items from plants to DCs, increases with increase in number of facilities. This is the case because the facilities move away from the plants. So, as we increase the number of facilities, the total transportation cost decreases initially but starts increasing beyond a certain point. This happens when increase in inbound costs becomes more prominent than the savings in outbound cost. The relationship between the facility costs and the number of facilities is pretty straightforward. As the number of facilities increase, the size/scale of the facilities goes down, and as a result, the facility costs increase. Hence, there exists a trade-off between various supply chain cost components, and this is reflected in the relationship with total costs. Total cost follows a U-shaped relationship with number of facilities. Initially, the costs decrease, but they start increasing once the saving in outbound transportation cost is balanced by increase in inventory, inbound transportation, and facility costs. So this is the sweet spot, and network design is all about targeting this spot. So based on our discussion, always keep in mind the general rule. As the number of facilities increase, the inventory, facility and inbound transportation costs increase, while at the same time, the outbound transportation cost decreases. At every stage in network design, you will be making some kind of a trade-off, and the optimal decision will be the one that maximizes the value for the supply chain or for the company. In short, entire supply chain network design revolves around these trade-offs.